Hey everybody, thanks for listening to The Fate of Isen. This is Book 2, Chapter Earth, Episode 26, Scare King. This episode was live-streamed on our Twitch channel on Wednesday the 13th of September 2023. If you want to watch our adventure live and take part in the chat while you're at it, make sure you're following us over on twitch.tv/Fate of Isen so you don't miss out. And if you need to get new dice, face it, of course you do. Make sure to head over to our partners, fanrolldice.com, and use promo code Fate of Isen to get 10% off your entire order. And here's the recap. Hey guys, it's Dexter here. Oh man, last episode was a weird time for me. So we woke up, Hamlet was trying to see a butterfly, flying butter. Anyway, moving on. None of us could see it, which I think is starting to go, but at the same time, my sword talks to me. Weird things happen all the time. Then we made our way to the monastery where I grew up, and it looks slightly different. I found like a hidden way, and now we're in a field of bloodweed. And things are starting to move slightly aggressively. I hope we can make our way out of this pickle. Oh no.
Kia ora! Kia ora koutou! Nā mai haere mai ki te Fate of Isen Pukaroa! Hello and welcome to all of you. It is Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori once again here in Aotearoa, New Zealand. We were trying to use some more of that beautiful Te Reo language in our introduction, and I kind of screwed it up a little bit. I'm so sorry, because I still don't know how to do this coming into an intro 26 episodes later. So, hello and welcome to Fate of Isen Book 2. We are a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition podcast made by a bunch of Kiwi comedians from Whanganui, Atara, Aotearoa, New Zealand. We korero paki, we tell some jokes, and we have a whole lot of fun along the way. Have we got our D20s ready? Let's do this D&D thing. Dun dun dun! Because where we left our players last time was they had just wandered into a back entrance in a field into the monastery Trabajadores del Sulo, and they were breaking in because they have an earthstone to recover and maybe a Mr. Kane to deal with. Who knows what's going to happen.
Maybe a Mr. Kane to Kane.
But in breaking into our back entrance, they discovered one of the little garden huts. Yes, I know I said breaking into back entrances, and I'm okay with it. They discovered a wee little garden hut, and had a bit of a search, didn't really find anything until the moment that half of the party was outside and leaving, and the other half of the party were inside tripping over things and making a great deal of a racket. In fact, Granny Sabinka is currently scrabbling on the floor for everything that she dropped, and might be a moment in joining the podcast. In other words, not going to be joining the podcast today, but please forgive Granny for not being here. Jet lag, Poland, having a baby.
And they have so much to pick up. There's
it's a lot to pick up.
They dropped so much stuff.
Yeah.
Just on the floor.
It's all over the floor.
It's all over the floor.
It's going to take them at least 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks of just floor-based grabbing.
Floor-based. That floor is based.
Okay. Oh. So, we are going to roll initiative and go straight into a fight, my friends.
That's not good.
Oh, because we didn't roll it last session. Correct.
10.
I luckily have advantage.
I got 9.
So I rolled Toru.
Yeah.
And then, because of my sword, I rolled with advantage, and I got Tahi. So it is a total of... Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you are the bottom.
What a way to find out.
Just derails the whole session. I'm glad we finally know.
Honestly,
For
it's
me,
been bugging me for a while.
I like the top bunk.
Exactly.
Okay. And Granny will join in the initiative eventually, not this round, on that. Okay. So, your, this horrible face of this scarecrow is currently pointing at a couple of the party. You see, like, it's got its sacking over, and it has some sort of, like, weird sort of fedora thing on its head.
No.
Yes,
Why?
it's wearing
It's
a
an
fedora.
He's on Reddit.
And-
The scarecrow's on Reddit.
And his, like, smile is all stitched into his face. Somehow it's managing to open. And straw is spilling out. He seems to be
Bro's throwing up
reaching
his face.
Yeah. As this
for you.
As the scarecrow says, what are you going to do? Cancel me, you SJW? What am I being? Problematic?
I'm controversial. You can't handle me.
It's just a more sophisticated kind of humor. We're gonna kill this fedora thing, man.
You just don't understand what's funny, it says, as it reaches out towards you.
You can't joke about anything nowadays.
This is hilarious. Spits up there.
It is terrifyingly hilarious, yes. As Bardley for a 21, a claw
gosh.
comes out slashing at you. And Hamlet with an 18, another claw comes slashing at you.
That definitely hits me.
My AC is 18, baby. So that
Meets beats,
yeah,
I claw you. So,
realised.
6 slashing damage. And can both of you roll a wisdom saving throw for me, because this is pretty terrifying as the scarecrow swings around and comes in for the claw attack.
12.
That's a natural 20. Thank you.
Pass and pass. And if you don't have inspiration already, make sure you give it to yourself.
Oh, nice.
I already have.
For
I think that's the
the
third time I've given inspiration to myself and not used it.
We need to
Perfect.
use it.
Which is good, because it means you're not frightened of this scarecrow. So that's probably pretty important. Well done.
You're like, oh, I can think of some sewing projects back home I could do. I'm so inspired right now.
I've always loved
Wow, this
straw.
cross-stitching is so interesting.
Oh, that's how you keep crows away from my my bloodweed at home.
Alrighty, and with that, it is Hamlet. You're up next.
Alright, can I just quickly be reminded of the scene that we're in? Is it just like...
Yeah, it's like really tall, corn maze and a whole lot of other different, kind of tall plants in this particular section. So you can see the monastery still kind of further away from you, this big stone building, but it's nowhere near you. You're just in the middle of this, like, maze field section.
Okay, how tall are we talking maze-wise?
Up to your, like, it would be over your head. The scarecrow you didn't even really see until you walked through and opened up this piece of it, and there he was, so, yeah.
Right, so do I take it that this thing has sensed us in this maze field?
Yes. Well, I mean, you pretty much walked into him.
Oh, cool.
But yes, unfortunately, all the noise that Granny made definitely highlighted that there was something, in this direction, so he was ready for you guys as you
Cool.
busted in on. Yeah.
Alright. I would like to turn around and go, hey, I think maybe this thing's pretty scary. What if we just try and hide in the maze and get back up to the the temple. What do we think? What do we say?
Hasn't it already seen us?
Yeah, but like I think we could probably hide again. Is what I'm trying to say. You know, I think we could like.
You have 6 seconds because you're in initiative right now. So
hey, talking is a free action. I know my rights.
yes, but not forever.
Freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech while playing D&D.
The scarecrow was on our side for this.
I love Finn, you sounding like you just got pulled over by a cop. You're like, I know my rights. Am I being detained?
Stop trying to silence me, Jules.
You just got slashed by a scarecrow, and you just turn to Bardley and go, "Hey, should we just hide from this thing?"
Fine. I drop to the ground and start crawling through the maze, and I want to roll a stealth check to hide from this thing.
That's also fair. You're leaving its field of opportunity attack, so it gets another.
Unless you'd like
attack
to
on here.
take your action to disengage.
I would like
That is true.
Which is exactly what I would like to do.
It would be your action to hide as well, though. So it's what do you want to use it for?
No.
Yeah, so you couldn't officially hide. You could disengage and then move.
Could I? I've played D&D for so long, and I still don't know what the answer to this is. Could I take my action to hide, and then once I've hidden, use my movement speed and avoid an opportunity attack?
Okay, so hiding does require you to hide behind something, be able to hide. You are literally
example,
right there,
maze.
and he's got his slashing claws on you. But what I mean is, you couldn't just hide.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're basically being scratched by him, and you're like, I hide!
Okay, I want to...
And you just stand there in front of him.
Dive roll into the bushes, or into the maze. It's a maze.
Cool, so he is getting an attack of opportunity on you.
Yes.
Cool. Alright, he misses anyway.
Sick.
And so you roll off into the maze field, and then you can use an action to hide, which would be a stealth check. Yep.
11.
11? Cool. We'll see how that goes later.
Oh no. I go, good luck!
Gluck.
Yeah, Gluck.
Galak.
Bardley, as far as you're concerned, currently Hamlet just disappeared because your passive perception is 10.
Yeah.
So, as far as you're concerned, Hamlet just left you. Dexter, however, just watched Hamlet just roll off a few aisles into the maze and is just kind of
he's thinking something
there.
that rhymes with Gluck right now.
And it is Bardley's turn.
Okay, question.
Answer, maybe.
Maybe. You know how I have prestidigitation?
Yes.
And how I can instantaneously light or snuff out a candle or torch or a small campfire?
Yes.
Could I light a being made of straw on fire?
It says snuff out? Does it say bring
says light.
into being?
It says you instantaneously light or snuff out. So it's both.
Instantaneous harmless sensory
No, that's
effect.
a different one. That's the
Okay.
first one, and then it says you instantaneously light or snuff out
You
a
can-
candle, torch, or a small
Yeah, you
campfire.
can light a torch. Yeah. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yep.
So can I
Cool.
set him on fire?
Yep.
The scarecrow. Okay. I do that.
Yeah, but then there's a
Cool.
chance it sets everything else on fire and we just get stoned out of our gourds. Which I'm not saying is a
Blazed.
bad thing, but
Blazed.
There is bloodweed sort of mixed in with everything here. So bloodweed is
I'm not
slightly
seeing
like
a downside.
lower, not as like it's so it's
actually, for backstory reasons, would Dexter have advantage on con saves to not get stoned?
Bardley's a bard. I think I'd be fine.
Hamlet's never been high before. For
No,
sure.
Hamlet- Well,
disadvantage.
maybe it won't affect you the first time, though. Maybe you'll be super secret special.
Okay, so you light the scarecrow on fire because you're keen to light up the only living growth in the immediate vicinity that you have seen in Isen.
Just a scarecrow.
Currently the only crops that are actually growing in this area.
Sometimes you need a push, you know? We wouldn't have had rights if there wasn't bra burning. And then as a bonus action,
Yes.
I would like to do Mantle of Inspiration to
Cool.
grant 5 temporary hit points to everyone.
Cool. Cute.
Can I give it to myself as well? It says to 4 creatures that you can see. That can see you.
Oh, you can't
Yes.
see me.
Yeah, you can't see Hamlet. That is a very good point.
Damn.
But you count as a willing creature you can see. I would
Yeah,
say other
yeah, yeah.
creatures if it was exclusion.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you've
okay,
got
great.
you've got Dexter and you and Granny.
Scarecrow. Oh, damn.
Possibly the
And the
scarecrow if you want it. The one you set on fire, you're like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, I just passive heal so that the flame can't spread.
Legit.
It can't
Okay.
kill him, but it can still spread.
Fire. Scarecrow on fire. That's in my notes now. Cool. Okay. Dexter, it is your go.
Howdy.
Does him being on fire give him any burning damage?
You'll have to see on his turn.
Ooh, okay.
Dexter is going to attack the one that is not actively on fire.
The one that is not
There's only
actively
one.
on fire.
There's only
There
one?
is only one.
Oh snap! I thought it was some. Why did you
Dexter
run,
is already
Hamlet?
high on the bloodweed.
I just
One
figured.
scarecrow.
Well, I just figured we've fought everything that we've come across. It wouldn't hurt to
No.
duck out of
It
the
already
battle.
hit us.
And it was
engaged.
spooky.
Every day, Dexter is going to lose his hair from the
Every
actions
day
you
we
choose
get
to
further
do.
and further from God. That's how you go
yeah.
bald as a monk.
I was going to say, further from what?
From no gods.
Further from the scarecrow's
nothing.
light.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna swing my pottery ceramic cool sword thing. Can I get flanking with Badly?
Yes.
Advantage. Rolling those 2 dice. That is a 19 to hit on the first attack.
Cool. 19 definitely hits.
7 points of piercing damage. So like, cha! And then I'll use a bonus action to do an unarmed strike, if I may.
And this damage seems to go all through. Just mentioning it. Although, roll
to
me
know.
a dexterity saving throw as you pierce it and burning straw flies up.
16.
16, yeah, you're fine. You get out of the way and you're like, oh, get down with your
Yep.
bad self.
Now for something more stupid, making physical skin to fire contact
Oh, yeah, sure. That
with the
makes sense.
scarecrow because just from force of habit, it's got a 23 to punch.
Yeah, definitely.
Actually, can I kick instead? That seems slightly less.
I mean,
It just
yeah.
says an unarmed strike. Does it necessarily?
Yeah. You can flavor it however you like. I'll accept punching, kicking, elbowing,
Hey, that's
kneeing.
That is an armed
arming.
strike.
You're right.
Oh, you silly goose. That is 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Does your bludgeoning and your unarmed strikes count as magical?
It's magical to me. But also, no.
Cool. So it doesn't look like it does as much damage.
Oh.
And we'll just say that your dexterity saving throw from before for getting out of the strawway, burning strawway, is still valid. You're fast enough to be able to see what's happening here.
Tenakwe.
Kia ora. All right, back to the top. The scarecrow does look like it's definitely taking damage from being on fire. It does not look happy about this.
Well, I'd assume it would at least lose some integrity.
Yes, that's why
Yeah,
it's exploding every time you hit it.
It's now going to cause. It's going to be embroiled in a corruption scandal.
Yeah, well, it was already a MRA, and now
It is.
now
It
he's
is
getting
starting
sued.
to kind of kick up a bit of a smoke column too.
Okay, hot, sexual.
But that could attract more.
Yeah.
And somehow I was the stupid one for running away.
Dexter, you're probably the one who hears it first. It sounds like muffled, sort of like, what's happening over there? Oh, I don't know. What's happening?
Gosh, I was afraid you were just going to say muffled screaming from inside the scarecrow, like there was someone inside it. And I just set it on fire, and there was a person, like, dying, and my heart
I like that
dropped.
you guys are like, this scarecrow has a fedora, I'm setting it on fire because I hate everything about it. But, you're trying to sneak into a camp.
Honestly,
but that's
it wasn't
clearly
the
forgotten.
fedora, it was the straw. I was like, straw, lightable, fire. I think almost every other episode I've talked about setting something on fire or doing arson in some way. And today's the day I followed through. We didn't blow up the hospital, to my memory.
Yet.
Yeah, yet. We haven't blown up the hospital.
Things just look like, well, they sound like, to Dexter, they're about to get a lot more complicated because you hear various voices sort of vaguely on the winds around the place, which, might make sense as you fight this thing. Nothing's appearing right now, but yeah.
Me when I'm on the benefit, on the winds.
On the winds. The scarecrow looks at Dexter and glares at him with his weird, like, sewn crossed eyes. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Is he Coralined? Is he button-eyed, or the scarecrow?
Natural 20.
Okay,
But
I
the
was like,
reverse.
11?
2.
That's because it's the camera backwards thing.
Yes.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, nice.
Yes.
If you didn't have inspiration already, make sure you give it to yourself. Natural 20 definitely passes.
This
This thing...
I have unticked inspiration and reticked it, because again, we never use inspiration.
You never use it.
I should have done on my initiative roll.
Its big old glare action fails horribly and it's annoyed by that. So, next up on the initiative is Hamlet. What are we doing, Hamlet, where you're hiding?
Why? Yeah, okay. I see this big smoke plume, and the fact that the conversation was canonical, by the way. Like, I turned around and was like, "Hey guys, I think we should hide."
Oh yeah, definitely.
We know.
You just ignored me.
Well, you disappeared out of my sight afterwards.
You went.
And your object
I think we
permanence
should
was like,
hide.
Hamlet doesn't exist anymore.
Pretty much. I was like, well, now Hamlet's gone. and maybe that was magical.
Where's he gone?
And Severin's behind me
There he
something.
is.
Might as well set him on fire. Jules, does the scarecrow have button eyes? I need to know.
Is it a
Actually-
Coraline situation?
Yeah, is it a Coraline
I mean-
situation?
You know what? Sure. Because they would still have to be sewn on, so
Yeah.
it's just sewn around buttons.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I would like to emerge from the brush and attack this scarecrow, and I would like to try and chop off its head with my greatsword.
Okay.
Solid.
That is a 12 to hit.
A 12 hits.
Sick.
It's not exactly hard to hit a sack of straw.
Cool.
That's what they
That
tell
is
me.
11 damage, and I would also like to use Goading Attack. So when you hit with a weapon attack, you can expend one superiority die, add the total to the damage roll, and the target must make a wisdom saving throw, DC 13. On a failure, the target has disadvantage on all attack rolls against targets other than you until the end of your next
Your
turn.
wisdom saving throwing it back.
Yeah. How wise is this scare, buddy?
He's so wise, he got a 7.
Well, not wise enough.
No, it's not wise, see?
Some wise guy.
Hey, no wise guy over here.
Hey, wise guy.
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing when you're goading him? Just like, hey, attack me!
Think he's some kind of wise guy, eh?
Some kind of straw man.
Some kind of weak argument.
That is so. All in all, that's 15 damage. Do I manage to
Nice.
chop off his head?
No. but you do a great job. 10 or pie.
How is it?
Yeah.
I do 15 damage, but I don't
That's a
chop
lot
off
of
his head.
That's a lot
Magic
of straw.
straw. You needed to do a
Yep.
magic
No,
blade
he
hit.
actually does have a magic blade, I believe.
If it's a
Hamlet's greatsword
It's
is
+1.
magic.
Okay, so
Yep. So all of that damage goes through, but this guy just doesn't.
maybe
go
if it was
down.
on fire.
Yeah,
sword.
the fire definitely does seem to be helping your case.
I would also like to.
Also, I should say, dexterity saving throw from hitting the scarecrow as straw that is on fire comes spraying out from him.
All right. I would also like to. There's a 14.
Yeah, you're fine.
Ask Bardley. Say, hey, did you light the scarecrow on fire?
Yeah.
Are you able to put that out, maybe? I don't know.
I'd say it's
feels
doing
like,
a
honestly,
large
it's
amount
doing-
of damage.
It's doing more.
I don't think I have any water spells.
No, but you can.
I mean, we can stamp it out,
What?
maybe.
Or I don't know. Outside of character, the same spell you use to light it can also put it out.
I don't know. It's a
was-
small fire, and I'm not sure it's a small fire anymore, so I don't think
It
that
is.
counts.
It is, but it is pretty much engulfing. There's little bits of straw kind of going
It says
out
a small
all over
campfire.
the place.
It's
The
gone beyond your
maze
power.
and bits
Yeah.
are actually starting to light now, and it's probably going to be pretty problematic in this field for you guys as well soon.
From memory,
yet.
It is what it is.
Was there any water in the gardening shed? Like a hose? There was a bucket, but it didn't have any
There's
water in it?
definitely a bucket, and Dexter would know that most of the water that they get for the gardening comes from the small pond that is near the southern fence, in kind of the middle of the two plots of land. So you're in the bottom left quadrant of plot of land, and there's one at the bottom right, and there's one at the bottom left, and the pond kind of sits between the two of them, and that's where you get all of the water and bits and pieces that you need to do.
Okay, how far away would the pond be to the burning scarecrow?
You'd have to run through a fair bit of. This is a huge area, so
What if we just tell the scarecrow to stop, drop, and roll? Why don't we could chuck dirt on it?
I mean, it could stop, drop, and roll through more of the maze, lighting up more of it as it goes if you want, but
Dirt puts out fire.
dirt does put it
The
out
last
there.
thing I'd like to do on my turn is also jump back into the maze. I understand that
You're gonna get it as
I'm going to get an attack, and I probably also won't be able to hide, but I would like to try and
19,
Amazing,
so
amazing,
definitely
amazing.
hits you for 6 slashing.
nothing. That's nothing.
It's nothing.
Nothing. Bardley, what are you doing?
Can you do a Constitution saving throw? I'm gonna cast Thunderclap.
Okay. Gonna give me the clap. I have a 9.
Then you fail. You take
And 5
ha
chlamydia
ha
damage.
ha! I got a 6.
Nice.
Right.
Okay.
Oh
Yes.
no!
And you also have a real bad itch.
This
Yes, we get it. It's also the
Yes,
name of an
thunder.
STD.
clap.
Yeah.
Does that push back or anything like that? No, it's
no.
just a
It's just
big
damage.
burst of thunderous sound, which definitely announces that you're here.
Dun dun.
Now, there is actual yelling happening all around you as people seem to be running in your direction. As this thunderous clap rings out, the scarecrow just gets hit and goes sort of flying down towards the ground, now seemingly in a neat sack of straw. Suddenly not as scary as it was, just... Yeah, and definitely on fire, setting fire to everything where it falls. Smoke is kind of rising up, and there seems to be a lot of people running in your direction. Dexter, it's your turn.
Wait. As a bonus action, I want to give Bardic inspiration to everyone.
To everyone or to just one person?
Wait, let me check. Just one. So I'll give it to Dex. Yeah, you just used your inspiration, right, Dex?
No, I gained inspiration after still having inspiration.
Oh, damn. Who doesn't have inspiration?
But
I was going to say, Bardic
inspiration.
inspiration is different.
Oh, yeah.
You
Okay,
get it.
great. Well, I'll give this to Dexter then. Okay. So you've got 1d6.
Thank you.
For 10 minutes.
I've added it to my notes.
Perfect. Okay, so it is your turn. What are you up to?
I'm gonna go into the tall weeds where I saw Hamlet bravely run away, and I'm gonna try to like crouch down and do a hide, kind of do a stealth.
The field's on fire now, right?
Definitely. People are coming.
And I'm gonna go.
You want to go hide in the field?
Well, yeah, but then away from the fire. Can I go faster than fire? We're gonna find out. Would you like a stealth check?
Fire in a maze field. And there is a petition in chat to change the episode name to Blazin in the Maizin.
The Blazin maze.
That's a good bit of business.
Are we by any cliffs?
Blazin maze.
Are we by any clubs?
Are we by any cliffs? Not clubs.
Are we in the club?
The cliffs. No, this is a monastery surrounded by flat fields.
Well, usually monasteries are up mountains, okay? So...
Well, people don't really know what a monastery is, honestly, anymore. What they were or was or
Exactly.
is. It's just a place for growing plants.
True.
Exactly.
Yeah,
We're on a
this
hill,
is
so we're closer
fantasy
to
land, Jules.
Yes.
Monasteries could be whatever Jules determines them to be.
I mean, that's true. I'm just saying, like,
I
the
just
people
heard we're up a
that
hill.
used to live here
I
just
heard
thought it was about...
I'll be running up that
plants.
hill. Would you like a stealth check as I hide?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
I would love that, please and
Wonderful.
thank you.
That is 23.
Oh, that's pretty
Okay,
good.
stealthy.
Okay.
Or Tacoma Toru.
Nice.
Tacoma Toru. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so...
Rua Tacoma Toru. Oh, would be in...
Yeah, sorry, Rua.
Exactly.
Because 20.
The emails I would have gotten. Whew. Caught me slipping.
Cool. Okay, so that is the end of your turn? You're just hiding, chilling.
If any fire comes towards me, can I use my action to dash? Like a held action of...
Held action of dash from fire.
Yes.
Got it. Yeah. Granny goes, my boys, are you okay out there?
Granny sounding rough.
Granny,
What's
you
all
sound different.
Oh, Grandma, what
Smoke!
big, beautiful glasses you have.
What a great cough you've got.
Yes. And that's where people sort of bust on into our scene. Oh, wow, they really do. You know, 19 and an 18.
People
okay.
are really busting it on this.
Really busted in. So, who appears? Let's talk about who appears. So, you have...
Who are
you have...
Our scarecrow brings all the boys to the yard and they're like...
The first thing that you see... by the way, Hamlet, what was your stealth check if you were... Oh, you weren't hiding, that's right. You hadn't hid yet.
I was just running.
And Bardley, you're still standing in the middle of where you thunderclapped.
Yeah, I'm probably like, woo, I got it. Like, celebrating, right?
Yeah. So the first thing that busts in on this area, it looks like this tiny, small, kind of black, almost dog-sized creature, but with scales and horns on his head and a tail that's like whipping around madly. And it's so jet black, almost like shadow-like, that it takes you a second before you realize that the things on its back twitching aren't just muscles, they're actually wings, and they sort of like twitch and like flut out, and you hear like as like this thing spots you, basically, and starts to like in the back of its throat, like almost like it's hucking up a hairball or something like that. Like that's kind of the action that you see, and right behind it, like running in behind, several of these guards. from the area. Now, Dexter, you'd be fairly familiar with like the garb of these people as being, under the employ of Mr. Kane. All sort of wearing like a similar kind of fashion of almost like road bandit type style, you know?
It's like how you can recognize the Joker's henchmen.
Yeah, like they're all sort of dressed like someone who definitely is going to mug you on the road, you know? And
Gone mugging.
They come busting into the situation like, who goes there? You know, kind of, you try to steal our crops, you know, like they're ready to do murders.
To do a murder.
Do murders, but they have to use like their whole turn, and you definitely haven't finished hearing footsteps crash through yet. So that's just like the initial wave that hits you first. You've got like these 3 figures and this one little like black dragonish looking thing, but way smaller than like a dragon. And then, Hamlet, it is your turn again as this kind of happens.
I would like to hide. Stay where I am, within, like, being able to see what's happening in this clearing, but also try and hide.
Okay, so the dragon kind of knows where you are, so you can hide and then sort of move to try and, or like,
then
try and stealthily...
around.
Yeah, you got it. So that you're kind of not in the same position anymore, maybe. Let's see how well you do on your stuff.
Okay, well that's a 4. So I'm going to use my inspiration to roll again.
Makes sense.
And I got a 19.
19, that's pretty good.
That's a higher number.
Pretty good. Okay. 19.
Tacoma Iwa.
Awesome. And you're just... hiding, moving, that's it, no bonus actions or anything like that.
Yeah.
Cool. Badly, you're standing in the middle of, like, stomping on a burning scarecrow in the middle of a field that's on fire when this creature and its friends bust in.
Okay. What I want to do is I pull my instrument off my back and... Good. Okay, that's mostly in tune. And I'm gonna do an enthralling performance. I can choose 4 creatures. So I want to choose the chimera type, whatever black beast thingy.
Black Drake? I want to say.
Yeah, or
Wormling?
what is it? Yeah, whatever it is.
I like you guys are just guessing. Nobody wants to do a check on
Whomstever
it.
its gender.
Look, not front of my mind right now in this situation. It's like, what's that animal?
However it self-identifies, I'm happy to. And I just whoever seems like most in charge of the people who are running out, like the ones that maybe have extra patches on their uniforms or something. So 3 of them. Yeah. Whoever seems to be in charge or is like the biggest, I guess.
Cool. Yep.
And then I'll do
Yeah, you spot one of the guys seems to be more closely attached to this creature. It's sort of its handler or whatever, you know? So that guy seems to be slightly more in charge of what's going on here.
Okay. Well, I'll go. Why? I've just lost it. Why
this is all happening canonically.
Why can't we be friends? 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 Let us just be friends. No more fighting again. Yeah. I just try to charm them.
I was going to say, I'm assuming you're casting...
Enthralling performance.
Yes.
So each of them needs to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Cool. Okay. This guy rolls that dice, this guy rolls that dice, and this guy... those guys roll that dice. Why did I not get 3 dice out already? Thanks, Joey, for the rainbow metallic dice. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Alright, so that makes sense. The chumps, they fail. The guys who look less in charge,
Yep.
the guy who is in charge, he gets a...
Right, because
it's only a 12.
14 to...
Yeah, he gets only a 12, so he's... Nope. But the creature gets a 16.
Damn. Well, all of the others are charmed by me. They find me quite charming.
Yes. Whereas this creature does not.
No, this creature hates me.
Yeah, that's happening.
As a bonus action, I'll just cast Healing Word on myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll end my turn.
Okie dokie. That brings us to Dexter.
Okay, so I see these two chumps be...
2 chumps and 1 larger, slightly more in charge chump.
two regular-sized chumps and then 1 chunky chump.
Yeah.
And then... Has Budley moved at all? Remind me.
Nope, just stood there and sung a song.
Dexter has a decision to make. How close am I... If Dexter was to move just on the edge of cover, how close is he to the Drake creature?
You'd be pretty close, because this is all still in the middle of a field, so you've kind of stomped and on fire a piece of the field. It's still sort of burning and smoky, and everybody's busted into like a small central, like almost a crop circle type thing, small-sized one, you know?
And then just another question, purely mechanically looking at enthralling performance. It affects... It ends after 1 hour if it takes damage, if you attack it, or if it witnesses you attacking or damaging its allies. Does that just mean
me?
Bardley?
Bartley, they'd be friends with, I guess. They'd have some questions, maybe, like, why is your friend attacking our friend? But they wouldn't immediately, attack, because they're still kind of friendly. So
it's just if I attack someone that they'll be like, no.
Yeah,
not
like,
my friends.
no.
I'll be like, oh my gosh, my
Yeah.
friends are so crazy. I'm so sorry.
My question is, can I attack the Drake and they would still try to hinder the Drake from attacking Bardley, presumably?
Bardley, probably, yeah.
Would they attack me?
Depends on what you do.
Nobody told me I had to make decisions when I played D&D.
Yeah, it's
No one told me
rough,
that.
right?
What a-
Improvisation.
What a terrible predicament.
You could always take the dodge action, right? And just have advantage on...
Well, anything
next-
that attacks me has disadvantage.
Yeah.
If I was to take the dodge action. I'm gonna make an intelligence check as Dexter. Okay, Dexter's gonna run out and attack the Drake.
Okay.
From my stealth roll, would this be a surprise hit?
I'll give you advantage on it, because you've come out of hiding, sure. They're not expecting you to be there.
That is a 24 to hit. With
Nice, definitely a hit.
With my sword.
Despite its scaly, natural armor, you managed to make contact.
8 points of damage.
Nice.
And then... Would my bonus action unarmed strike be at advantage as well?
No, not advantage anymore, but
Right.
yeah.
Because if it was, I was going to use Flurry of Blows.
That makes sense. But no.
I might still do that anyway.
Okay.
Because then I can do fun things. That is a 12 to hit.
No, definitely not.
But I can do 2 unarmed strikes. Aha. That is a natural 20.
Nice! This episode has had a lot of 20s in it.
Power of the bloodweed. So I'm gonna double dice. And then I'm also going to use my open hand technique to push the Drake 15 feet back.
Okay.
If I may. Is that a save, or does that just happen? It makes a dexterity saving throw. DC 10.
Okay.
12, I should say.
I don't know why I'm looking at my sheet. I'm like, rolled a 13, look at my sheet. No, you said 12 for 12
Okay.
So.
It sticks where it is, but I rolled the maximum amount of 11 points of bludgeoning damage on the second.
Okay, yeah, so you managed to land, like, these blows on this creature as you come, leaping out of this smoky, on-fire maze that surrounds the weird crop circle of burn that's appearing around Bardley and everything that's happening in there.
Another thing while I remember is, because I have the Crusher feat, because I've got a critical hit with an attack that deals bludgeoning damage, all attack rolls against the creature are made with advantage until the start of my next turn.
Nice. Cool. And that brings us to the top when it is their turns. So this creature is going to turn and breathe on the person who just came out of the maze, and
I don't know what you're talking about.
I rolled a 19. That's pretty good. Cool.
Breath weapon not being a save. This is highly unlikely.
Well, I was just thinking I get to do two things, but breath weapon is not an attack. So you do need to roll a saving throw. So what a waste of a 19.
Dexterity?
Yeah, you got it.
24.
I'm trying to monitor too many things.
The balls, the session. Deus.
Yeah. Okay,
it's
so
still probably going to be half, but
yeah. So it is half, and you take.
I don't have evasion yet.
Is 15.
Assuming it's 15
acid.
Is halved?
Yes, 15 acid damage. As this thing just hucks up an acid loogie at you.
Well, the good news is if I did make the save, I would have been knocked unconscious.
Yeah. There is a lot of footsteps running towards you all again. You hear from all around you, "Put down your weapons or you die! Our scouts are in the maze with their arrows trained on you all! I'm telling you only once! Put down your weapons and you die! Or you die!
Your money and your life!
Damn it! The DM screws it up. Put down your weapons or you will die! And
is this
Bardley,
person
your
a person
friends,
in charge?
No. Well, I mean, you don't know. Because the guy that is the handler of the creature, right, was the only guy that you knew that was kind of vaguely in charge. And he's like, "Oh, man, they're all right. Just
listen to our friend."
And he's like, "What is wrong with you?" And so you find yourselves completely surrounded. And for the sake of the end of the episode, they are going to essentially come in, bonk you all on the head.
They're gonna come through the fire and bonk me on a head.
They are. They're going to, essentially, I mean, what do you say? Against this. I mean, I'm trying to wrap up the episode, but
great. Rail wrote it at the end. No,
I know. I was like, so they say this to you, right? And you do feel like they're not lying. From what you can see, there are people all around you, and you've never.
I think
faced
I'd probably
this
just be like, "We're not harmful. Be kind to us. Bring us in nicely."
Yeah.
Why can't we be friends?
Why can't we be friends?
Why can't we be friends?
Yeah, and to be fair, your friends are like, "Oh, just be nice. They haven't done anything, man. Why are you being like this?" So
It was only self-defense.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to defend you to the point where you only end up sort of being bonked a little bit into submission.
I partially pretend that I've fainted.
Yeah. Your arms are tied behind your backs, and you are marched towards the monastery. Through the field that is definitely burning. There are people now going, "Save the base! Save the on.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how high is everyone now?
Yeah, we'll have to deal with that next episode too. It looks like I'm going to need the random table for what happens when you smoke bloodweed a lot sooner than I thought.
This is the best case scenario for what could have happened when setting everything on fire.
Yeah. It could have been death, but it turns out it's dank.
Yeah.
The people are madly trying to put out the fire behind you, but it does seem to be that you have managed to get yourselves entangled. As you walk out of this section where you have been in and amongst the plants, and you see this large stone building lovingly wrapped in vines standing before you. You can see on the left of the building there is a giant slab of a double door that looks to be fairly skillfully carved to display images of animals and plants entwined in different seasons. And on the right of this building, you see that there is a giant glass square box, this massive big shape. Surrounding, almost attached to the edge of the building. It's hard to see anything in through the glass though, because it seems to be coated, suffocatingly so, in vines and plant growth. And Dexter, that is not how it was when you left it. It used to be this sort of beautiful, like hanging vines, and you could see flowers and light shone in there. And even from outside, it was like this decadent, botanical forest of beauty. And now it looks like it's just kind of, swallowed somehow from the inside. You see that there is several wagons parked up outside the front doors, familiar wagons, yours being one of them. And there is a man standing at the double doors talking to these people who have bought these wagons and are gesturing and seemingly to be setting up some kind of a, stage play. Not surprising, because they're getting ready to do all of that. This man you recognize, and he locks eyes with you across the field.
And we kiss.
And says, Dexter. Home at last. And
that's the end of the
episode.
I'm gonna straight up cap that bad person.
That bee.
That bad bee.
That bee in apartment 23.
Buzzy bee.
Well, you find yourselves
Jason Gunn.
captured heading into Talk to Mr. Kane. Honestly, not what I expected. I sort of envisioned you might try and sneak in, but each to their own.
I would have if somebody didn't stand in the middle of a clearing for how many rounds? Just without, like a deer caught in the headlights.
Who was that?
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today on our adventure. We really hope to see you again soon. It is Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori here currently. When you listen to this on the podcast app, it will have been last week, but just, celebrate it again. It only gets a week, so, a month, a year. Just keep it going.
A lifetime.
Just integrate it into your everyday life and we'll have a better country.
What a concept. Yeah. Thank you so much, kia ora, for joining us. We really appreciate it. We'd like to give some big shout outs to our Fadies who support us and help us keep the lights on here in Isen HQ, and also make the Fate of Isen Discord just a delightful place to be. Here is me slowing down, realizing that we have 2 new Patreon joiners who I have not put their names on this list.
I know. Let's get longer list.
It is Alex White Robinson, Irene Cucci, Laura Christine Goodman, James Blythe, Sam Malcolm, Kydron False, Kai Dialev, Victoria Ann Gavin Porter, Daniel Nichols, Violet, Squish the Guy Who Doesn't Talk on an Audio Only Podcast, Alexandra Lick-Kites, Andrew Evans, Caius the Fox, Dakota Shemansky, Fun Facts with Waffles Aotearoa, New Zealand, Jared from Indie Film Review Podcast, Ezekiel Taubarelli, The Gamatron, Christian H, Sam Sarah, Disturbed One NZ, Lyndon Hood, Tom Ailey, Erica Jane, Stephen Horn, Penny D from the Terrible Adventures of the Janderson Breakfast Parchment Company podcast, Aaron Gilgren, Robin McLean, Mohiko, and Ebba, and Danielle, and Ishbel. Amy, the mod with the mostest, comes through for me.
Slay.
Thank you so much to all of our Patreon people. We love you very, very much, and I did the list very long today just to give Amy some more time to get me those names.
All our Patreon people, all our PPs, let's go.
So, all right, that is it from us. We just want to say a big kia ora, thank you for joining us here today in Nohora, ka kita no, and aroha nui. Big love.
Ka kita.
Big love, everybody.
Aroha nui.
Bye, everybody.
Ka kite.
Happy birthday, JD. Happy birthday, JD. Rafa no kia koe.
Rafa no kia koe. Rafa no kia koe.
Time marches forward.
JD.
Always.
Rafa no kia koe. Yay.
Oh, wow, what a smoky episode that was. Do you smell that? That's the smell of adventure on the horizon. Wow, I can't wait to see how we bust out of prison next time. Well, that's it for this episode. Don't forget to review us on Apple Podcasts, whatever that is, or wherever you're listening to this, or just share it with someone you know. That'd be pretty cool. You can also follow us on social media. All of those are at Fate of Isen, or become a patron at patreon.com/Fate of Isen, where for as little as $1 a month, you can support the show, join our exclusive Discord server, and get access to some pretty sweet bonus content and rewards. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.